And hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Sheila Ramakrishnan, um, art living teacher, also chemical engineer for the biopharma industry. And it's my pleasure today, on behalf of the Blessed Channel Project, we have with us today Krishi. It's so nice to have you from the German Ashram. Thank you so much for making the time. Just starting out, Krishi, if we might hear from you a little bit of your professional background, just to give us some context.
Sure, sure. I was a full-time teacher in the art of living for 16 years, and then in COVID, I got a little bored, and I pursued a little AI. Also did an MBA and a master in AI at that time, and yeah, now I'm mostly full-time, but still working on a few projects.
And those aspects would be very timely to take the organization in different directions. Maybe we can ask you about that later. But first, I want to just get your definition or how you would interpret the word blessing or grace. Um, how would you explain it?
I think everybody's blessed. I think it's just a point of view, right? Like shifting your focus to the more positive side than the negative side. So if you have this view, then you're blessed.
That's beautiful. And so um, you captured the essence right there, taking things for the positive, giving that space um, and trust and faith that, the best is going to happen. I can only imagine and hope you might share with us some of the stories of grace and blessing. It's a blessing to have a beautiful center, an international center there in Bad Antofagast, the European Center or Ashram, we may call for Art of Living. Tell us how it all began there.
And the ashram?
Yes,
Yeah, I think in the ashram, it is at one point Gurudev just searched for an ashram, I think, and then he found the place in the Black Forest. And he was like, "That's it, go for it." And a lot of people were hesitant to go for it, but nonetheless, everybody listened to Gurudev, and then yeah, they went for it. Then it became really one of very beautiful places.
that sounds like it was meant to be and it happened. Um, when you have a beautiful place and you're trying to create that sacredness about it, um, I'm sure there was a focal point, like the meditation hall there or the Ayurvedic spa. Were these buildings something like that there, or everything was built from the ground up?
Um, the structure was there, right? And also the rooms were there, but everything was gone and it had to be, redone again. So it was a lot of work and still a lot of work. Yeah.
It's always, I'm sure, an ongoing project to run a place and have it be the best that it can be. Um, when you were doing some of those renovations, um, did they take into account some of the um, classic principles in architecture and in India we say
Must.
vastu. Did they look into some of those things?
No, nothing like that.
It just
Uh,
happened.
it's happened like this, and um, yeah, yeah, it just happened like that.
Now, how about the Ayurvedic spa? I am sure that is a big magnet in Europe. And can you tell us a little bit about the spa and what kinds of programs are available?
Yes, of course. We have therapies, we have doctors there, we have panchakarma like detox programs. So yeah, that's available.
That's wonderful that it can be a place for holistic healing in many aspects. Um, one thing that comes to my mind when I think about uh, Germany, I've never had the chance yet to visit the ashram, hopefully someday. But we did get to go in 2011. My sons and I, we took a trip of a lifetime to come for World Culture Festival in Berlin. That was just a trip of grace for us. We made it a little bit of a holiday also. We went to Switzerland and Italy and France, and Germany was our final spot where we culminated the trip with that phenomenal World Culture Festival. And we hear that next year, Berlin will be the home for the next World Culture Festival. And wanting to see if you will give us a little glimpse, a preview of the efforts happening on the ground, um, and how's it going over there?
Yeah, right now we are still waiting on Gurudev's go. Nothing is confirmed as per now, but we will see. We're looking forward definitely to host the whole world once again in Berlin, and yeah.
All right. So to be continued, something to look forward, and I hope as soon as we have confirmation, it would be great to know those dates so that people could look forward to something so beautiful again. Now, take your mind back to 2011 when you all were hosting it for the first time there. Can you think of any, or even one story that comes to your mind of the the WCF in Berlin in 2011?
I mean, um, yeah, the World Culture Festival itself was a miracle. It was quite amazing having thousands and thousands of artists there and organizing everything around with volunteers, right? We were around thou no, sorry, 100 volunteers in the last month, and it was just beautiful, doing group sadhana together, and then working towards it, and yeah, having also, we had, I think, like three, four swamis at that time around in Berlin. And even how it all happened, with the place, it was quite beautiful. We had a center in the backyard, in the second backyard of the main street, and in front, we had asked the owners of the buildings, apartments, if they have, an apartment free. And they said, yeah, but we can only rent it, till end of July. And we were like, perfect, because in July was the World Culture Festival. And then what happened? Um, we asked, do you have more? He said, yes, but only end of July. And then, we kept on going. And then in the end, we had like, it was a whole ashram suddenly, 100 people were living there. We had like a whole kitchen, and it was all in this little space. And yeah, it was really like, it was a miracle.
It was just something I will always remember, and my sons as well. Just something out of this world, how it all came together with such grace and beauty,
Mhm.
the culture and the arts. And actually, another part and component of this Blessed Channel project is music bhajans. And I feel like each country has its own flavor of art of living, bhajans,
Yeah.
beautiful, and um, it's really nice. We look forward to coming, all of us, and visiting you all. And we know the Europe team is very close, and that's something amazing in itself, right? Europe is such a a dynamic melting pot of so many different countries and languages and cultures, and how we can all come together for a bigger vision. And it's really wonderful, and hoping that we'll get a chance to come again. Are there any? Well, I do want to ask, Krishi ji, how did you initially come upon the art of living path in your journey? How did you come on to it?
So when I was 18, I was looking for, something more to life. And I was reading a book, the autobiography of a yogi, and afterwards I was really like looking for my master. And I wanted to go to India, but my mom said finish your studies, which I also did. And then meanwhile, I was, shopping around in Hamburg quite a lot, like checking out what is all there. I tried so many things, and but in every pass something was missing. And then Gurudev came to Hamburg. He had a talk there, and already when they showed Love Moves the World, right, the video about the organization, I was like blown away. I was like, wow, 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 this is where I want to, work in the future and do something, because it's amazing what they're doing. And then afterwards, when Gurudev was talking and leading the meditation, it was even better when he came in. It was kind of done, and I was asking him a question, how to become free, and he just said Sudarshan Kriya, and yeah, this is how I ended up being here right now.
Freedom and coming home. Is that's the reason. That's the reason that many of us um, are also with you on this journey. So I thank you very much for your time and just wanted to see if you had any final words for us. Um, Otherwise, we're just really happy to have gotten a little glimpse of the German ashram, the center for Europe. And it must be coming to a very beautiful season there in the autumn starting to come. Does that usually happen around end of September,
Yes,
October?
soon it's coming. Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to ask that you virtually um, take that space and share it with us. And maybe I will ask one more thing, just as we bridge into the future. How do you feel that AI can change things and uh, not take away in any way from the spiritual space?
I think it is just like Google, right? At one point, Google was the thing, or even let's go one step back. I was just discussing it on the weekend with a friend of mine, and when the Industrial Revolution came, I think a lot of people feared they won't have jobs, isn't it? But then at the end, everybody still had jobs. So I think we are at a time where this is same, right? Like where we are really like at an interesting time. And yeah, I'm looking positively forward to this change in the next whatever 1,000 days. And then speaking of spirituality, I think people will go deeper, right? And also, yeah, with the right tools, it can help, right? But again, I would say like don't mix too much, stick to one path. That's where you can go deeper rather than staying on the surface.
Well, we are honored and so happy that you have been on this journey, on this path with Art of Living for so many years. And with that optimistic future and that positivity about you. Thank you so much for your time, Chrissy G.
Take it.